Right, to review this then, it's the Hoover Link 8 kilo 1400 spin 8 triple plus energy rated HL1482D3 1 over 80 as per normal. Yeah, this one is a 2016 sold model, as I found out inside, and it's rubbish. Yeah, well, at least it's still got the good motor on for now. Yeah, so I've emptied the blockage and replaced 2 of the drum baffles, which make no sense because they are screwed in underneath on a sealed tub, and it's not like the screws line up with the sump opening. So how are you supposed to take the screws out? The screws are in the bottom right now. Yeah, because the replacement baffles obviously aren't really screwed in. But some of these Hoovers don't normally have them screwed in, so it's one of them really. Sometimes they're screwed in, sometimes they're not. Get rid of the screw and you can stick non-screw ones in. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look then. So we've got our extra wide opening door as per normal. Super slim door seal. By the way, if you're wondering why I've still got a mouldy door seal and rust and not really cleaned it, yeah, it's because this is a terrible condition machine. Got all these dents, all dented around. The top face is smashed, I'll show that in a minute. But essentially, it's going tomorrow, so take a look at the top. Like I said, it's all smashed here, look. Doesn't help. It's also smashed at the side as well, so it's not in properly at all. Doesn't stop the operation though. It's got a touch display, which is horrid because they go wrong, which this one actually does in a weird way. You can still use the machine, but then it will just randomly decide what spin speed and what temperature it's going to select. Yeah. Anyway, turn it on. So we have actually got variable temperature and spin. Right. One touch allows you can download programs via the Hoover app, Wizard app. And if you use NFC, you can use NFC and put on additional programs under the one touch program. But if you don't program anything in, the program that's installed is a drum clean program. Essentially, Cotton 90 set to 400 RPM. Yeah. More on that in a second. Or White 90 at 400 RPM. And so we'll move on to White's program. Obviously made for washing your max load of 8 kg on this machine. It weirdly presets at 1000, which annoys me. It's a Cotton's program. It should be automatically going up to 1400 RPM. I don't know why, but if you do select 1400 RPM, it will go to 1400 RPM. It's not like it won't. Temperature selection. Can't really change it because it's broken. I could before though, which is a bit odd. But now I've put it back into place, because this bit's actually broken, can't select it. Oh well. Anyway, you got temperature up to 90, of course. Stain and rapid also work as well. You can preset stain. So that's level 1, which is light soil. Level 2, which is normal soil. And level 3, which is heavy soil. Then we've got delay start in hours. If you push and touch hold, it will go up anyway. And now it's kind of stopping. Again, like I said, horrible design. Well, now I'm repeatedly pressing it and now it's not doing anything. Up to 24 hours. And off. And then we've got options. We've got additional rinse / sensitive care. Then we've got hygiene, which can only be selected on, I think, 90 and 60 programs, but that will keep the heat to and maintain at 60 or 90 for a lengthy period. Then we've got easy iron here, which isn't selectable on the cotton program or the whites program. So we've got that. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and that's quite annoying as well because the times for it. So if I select an option, you see the time won't go up. But if I do this, actually the time's gone down. Weirdly, it's gone down by 3 minutes. Same with this. So we've got steam, we've got hygiene, which keeps it at the same time, and then obviously no iron. The other thing is you can't select all three options. You can only have one of the three, even if they are available. Can't combine them, which very much puts me in the remnants of the high sense over there I've got. It's exactly the same. Anyway, then we've got whites for pre-wash. It's basically exactly the same program, but it carries out a 30-degree pre-wash beforehand. The length of that pre-wash will also vary on the size of the load. So if it's got a small load, the shorter the pre-wash is. Yeah, but naturally the pre-wash is around about 25 minutes long. That's not including the sensing of the load. If it spends about 10 minutes trying to sense the size of the load, which also be shorter if it detects a small load anyway. But anyway, if you add that on to the pre-wash time, the pre-wash time is around 25 minutes for a full load, and it's like 10 minutes if it's a small load, for example. So yeah, the pre-wash can be like 15 minutes long or 35 minutes long in total. Yeah, but that then doesn't correlate with this time. But again, it can go up to 1400 spin. And you can change the soil level, as well as add on. That's flashing, but that's because it's set on 40. Then we've got cottons, which if you select this, like I said, max load is 10 kilo. Unlike whites, it uses less water, and when presets at 40 or 60, it's going to do the cotton standard eco program. It's 3 hours 21 regardless which temperature you select. So yeah, that's what it does. It's doing 40 but at a slightly reduced temperature, or it's doing 60 at a slightly reduced temperature. I say slightly, 60 is normally done at around about 43 degrees. In fact, it's even less, I think, on this A+++++++++ million pluses model. Yeah. Then we've got Active Eco 20. Hopefully this goes up to 1400, which it doesn't, which then makes no sense, because what Active Eco allows you to do is wash at 20 degrees to get the same achievement as 40 degrees on cottons, right, using 40% less electricity. Yeah? But why won't you let me go to 1000 then, if it's a cottons program? And it is a cottons program. It allows you up to 8 kilo as normal. You also can't change the soil level, and I don't think there's any options for it. Right, then we've got baby hygiene up to 60. Max load 5.5 kilo for this model, the 8 kilo. Presets at 60. You can't go to 90, but you can go down to cold. So, you know, limitations and all that. And can go up to 1400 RPM, which is neat. It is actually a cotton cycle, and indeed, look, it's preset to level 2 on the soil. Then we've got drain and spin, which allows you to respin the load. It says 10 minutes, but it always takes 15, regardless. Again, you can have no spin, which will then just do drain only. It says 4 minutes, but it will kind of like cut out after about 2 or 3 minutes if it needs to. It will run up to 6 minutes as well. Obviously up to 1400 RPM as well, and it will go to 1400 RPM as well. just forward press it. Then we got rinses and spin. Presets at 1000. It does synthetic rinses, so it does it with a higher watt level. I don't think it does it with intermediate spins either. So it does 3 rinses and a final spin. Right, then we've got dark colours, which washes at 40 degrees and 1000 spin. I suspect this is an easy care cycle, since you can change the length of the cycle. Indeed it is. It won't really do anything special then, basically. Max load for dark colours is 4 kilograms, just like the synthetic cycle. Then we've got the sportswear cycle, 30 degrees, 1000 spin. I suspect this is also a synthetic cycle, but it's limited to the light soil setting. And you can tell it's mixed because the synthetic cycle, since you can have now easy iron instead. Easy iron option on this basically will carry out a very short final spin to prevent any creasing. Then we've got the delicate cycle, which is set at 40 degrees and 400 RPM. And this has actually been carried over from all the other Hoovers as well. It's effectively the acrylics cycle. Max load is 2.5 kilogram. It won't weigh the load on this cycle, but it will still do a fair action of tumbling. But it won't do any intermediate spins, and of course we'll do a 400 RPM gentle spin. To be fair, it's quite an effective cycle, always has been. You can't change the level of intensity. You never have been able to on any of these for the delicates / acrylic cycle. Then we've got the hand wash / wool program. It's presets at 30. It can go up to 40. 800 spin max. It will be a short 800 RPM burst. Max load 2 kilograms on this 8 kilogram model. It will do a very gentle high water level with very sparse tumbling, as you would expect for the machine. Obviously no intermediate spins, and obviously 3 high rinses. Then we've got the mix cycle, which is actually the easy care cycle, the synthetic cycle, however you want to call it. It's basically synthetics. It's always been carried over from the last few generations and always been named mixed, but it actually means mixed kind of like man-made fabrics, i.e. nylon and synthetics, rayon and stuff like that, i.e. mixed in that sense. Also mixes in polyester cotton mixes as well. Presets at 40, it can and will go up to 60. Max spin 1000 RPM. And you can change the soil intensity. It presets at the heaviest, length 3, but you can have light and medium length settings as well. You can have extra rinse. You can have hygiene on the 60 program. And you can have easy iron, which will just do a short final spin. Very short as well. Very quick burst. Then we've got daily 59 minute. This is quite good. It presets at 60. Also at 1000 RPM. But will go up to 1400 RPM. It won't detect the size of the load. It's made for washing, weirdly, 3 kilograms of cotton. And what that actually allows you to do by washing 3 kilograms is achieve a wash results, weirdly, for normal soil cotton in that time. Yeah, you can wash more if you want. You could wash up to a full load for very lightly soiled. I'm just doing that because obviously they don't recommend it in the actual handbook. But you could do that. You could put a full load in on the daily 59 minute and do that. Of course, if you do that, it won't hit 60. It will only hit around 40. But don't worry, it is actually will hit 40 since the later models then became a full load version on effectively the same program and programming. You can have hygiene weirdly on it. Yeah. Then we've got rapid 14, 30 minute and 44 minute, which is all changeable via the soil level. The max temperature for 14 minute according to the manual is 30 degrees, but all of them can be selected up to 40. And again, same with the spin speed as well. It presets at 1000, but you can change it and go up to... I'll take that back. So you can go up to 40 on the 40 minute program, 1000 RPM on the 40 minute program. On the later variants though, weirdly, you can go up to 1400. Yeah. Then we've got the 30 minute version. Again, it presets at 30 degrees, can go up to 40. Although according to the manual, it can only go up to 30, which is wrong. And then you've got 44 minute variant. Again, it can go up to 40 degrees. Max spin 1000 RPM. They did change this later on the later variants to 1400 RPM. And there's no options for it. I wasn't expecting it to. Also, the max load sizes. It's 3.5 kilo for the 44 minute, 1.5 kilo for the 40 minute, and 2.5 kilo for the 30 minutes. And of course, this has all been made for washing mixed fabrics that are very lightly soiled in that time. Yeah, so I'm putting these back in. These were from the last wash. So we're going to redo these. Which is going to do a bit of a problem. So it's going to recognise the load size as too small. Oh well. Yeah. Also, I'm not going to add any detergent. What happened on the last cycle, apart from the fact it was changing its settings by itself, it also suzzled so badly on the final spin it gave up. So I'm going to add absolutely no detergent. In fact, actually what I will add is a bit of fabric softener just in case it does do it again. And if you're wondering, that's your pre-wash, that's your main wash, that's your fabric softener. They're not very big. Yeah, I'm going to do like this professionally, and I cut it out and everything. But I thought, well, it's a broken machine, so it's, you know, it's not a very good representation for this machine. So yeah, this is going to be like one of them terrible reviews instead. Yeah, it's not even clean. So there we go. So what we're going to do on this, I'm going to demonstrate baby hygiene. And do that. But also do that as well. Which lessens the time, doesn't it? Yes. Just by adding on more rinsing. So effectively we're trying to just rinse this load now. So there we go. So door lock light on, about to fill up water. There we go. Like I said, no detergent, I don't know what's going to do. So during the first stage of the wash, it's going to detect the size of the load. And then just the wash time depending on that size. So this symbol here means KG mode is active. This symbol is your door lock. There is a key symbol under there. You press them two together, which of course isn't going to work, and you will have a key lock, or control lock. Yeah, I thought I'd put some powder in as well. Just a little bit. This is spun this time around. Very creased. That doesn't surprise me. They all seem to crease on Hoovers, so. Let's give this out of 10 then. It's going to go to a solid 5 out of 10. Yeah, I like the fact that you've got quite a lot of different choice of programs. The program length is quite flexible and can be quite short too. If it senses a small load, it does take off quite a considerable amount of time, which is good. I like that. But sometimes it won't heat to temperature. In many cases, it doesn't actually hit 90 anyway, even on the 90 wash. It won't hit anywhere near it. I think it's like 70-ish if you're lucky. 1400 spin, yeah, you'll hit go to 1400 spin. It rarely never not spins, and like I said, the only time it seems to not spin properly was it was still suzzlocking on the final spin. Yeah. So there's pros and cons. Build quality is rubbish in a lot of ways. This top board, for example, is tiny, but and not only that, on this particular model, all the controls for the actual machine, what controls the machine for the motor and the heat and everything, is all within here, in this top board. It's tiny. It can't deal with it. Whereas other models of Hoover will have a separate board down at the bottom, i.e. like the 13 kilo Wizard thing that I've got. The Wizards all had separate boards down in the bottom. So to have it up here in the top is a bit one of them really. It's like you're asking for trouble. And indeed these go wrong. The touchpad. It doesn't matter whether it was the Wizard ones which were separate, which is fine, or these. If it was the Wizards, yeah, okay, you went and changed out the top board. It might cost you about 30 quid, 40 quid, whatever. But on this, you got the entire controls of the machine for it in there as well. So it's the main module. I hate to look to see what the actual price it is. It's got the traditional motor in. It's not actually that whizzy or whiny, surprisingly. It's got the rubbish filter design at the bottom. It's been carried over for a lot of Hoovers. Yeah. Horrid. And it always breaks. I don't like the fact you can only select one option at a time, and it doesn't actually change the time when you're selecting it. In fact, actually, it looks like after selecting the extra rinse option, that it doesn't seem to take into account that it adds on more rinses. In fact, it takes off 3 minutes. And then certainly adds on about another 20 minutes, half an hour or so. So it's well deserving of that 5 then, isn't it, really? 4.5. 4.5. I'm going to go with 4.5. I don't like it. Oh well. Could have been worse.